What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here in another video, and today you guys are probably watching the third round of my final mock draft, and I guess I lied. I saw Broshmo make this video idea, and I said it in that round 3 video. If you guys haven't checked it out already, is like my biggest regret was doing a video that was a hypothetical bullshit video about whether Mac Jones would be number 3 or overall or not, and what would happen if he was. So here it is. It is gonna be it's two rounders, so it is gonna we're gonna have a couple trades in it. We're gonna try to limit the trades a little bit just so we don't have a 2-hour video for y'all. But I hope you guys do enjoy. I needed to get this out because I'm not predicting Mac Jones is going tomorrow, and I haven't planned it out. I haven't seen what would happen if Mac Jones goes at 3. It's probably just a bunch of other teams are gonna trade up for quarterbacks or something, but you never know. We'll see what happens. So I hope you guys do enjoy this. 2022 draft stuff is going to be coming immediately next week. So I hope you guys are excited for that because I'm stoked. And we got way too early 2022 mock coming up with Broshmo as well. So I hope you guys did enjoy that 2021 one. So let's kick into it. Let's have some fun. Let's start off with the number 1 pick. Nothing's going to change here. Trevor Lawrence. For the sake of time, we're just going to go past these first 2 picks. Zach Wilson again. If the Eagles thought Zach Wilson would be there at 3, they would have traded up to 3 rather than trading down all the way to 12. The hair is still a mess. Number 3, well, the whole entire point of this video is Mac Jones out of Alabama going at 3. So if this happens, mainly it's because I assume Shanahan believes his roster is good enough to where they don't want a quarterback that can win them the game. He just wants a quarterback that won't lose him the game. So if that is true, which is completely ridiculous, trading 3 first-round picks to a guy who won't lose you the game, then I think, cool. You know what? I'm going to trust Shanahan. Still going to be pissed, but I'm going to trust that. We all know Mac Jones will be good if he's on the roster. It's just I think the team could be great with Trey Lance or, more importantly, Justin Fields. So, yeah, let's continue. Let's continue rocking. At number 4, the Falcons are here. Teams are clamoring on the phones, but although I don't usually read into the news too much, I know a deal might have already been done if they really got that good of an offer from a team. Belichick, he may be out of the ordinary in the way he's spending, but he's taking advantage of a low market where people couldn't buy many players. So he's taking advantage of cheap contracts and building a good roster. That is different than him giving up a shit ton of draft capital to draft a quarterback. So I think at this spot, no team's going to bite on probably the San Francisco trade up level of picks that are probably going to be wanted. So I think this is going to be Pitts straight up. It depends if not Lamar, if Julio Jones gets traded. This is Jamar Chase. I don't think Kyle Pitts gets taken here because Jamar Chase is an excellent wide receiver. He'll solve that number 1 role very easily, save a lot of cap space, and they have Hayden Hurst there. But for now, where maybe it's going to be at the end of the next season when they trade him away, then that's a George Pickens, or that's going to be Chris Olave next year. So they have options right there. Again, I don't think the deal with Julio is going to happen. It's always around this time of year where Julio trades are starting to spike up. But I think that Kyle Pitts, you take the 1 of 1, you take the unicorn, you don't pass up on it for something else. So at number 5, this is going to be probably different than what my predictive mock draft is going to be. Because, again, tomorrow you guys will see what I think will really happen, where I most likely am going to be taking Jamar at 5. So that is not going to happen. I am still going to be rocking Penei Sewell because I think he is a generational talent. I think that he is a very raw, more athletic version of Jonathan Ogden. And I say that pretty seriously. Obviously, you need to work on the core strength, but he is an absolute stud. And I think that right now, fit him at guard. You can move him to tackle or put Reef into guard where he said he was comfortable apparently playing there. So if that happens, awesome. You stick Penei Sewell at tackle. But I think that you just don't pass on a generational lineman. I don't think Joe Burrow would be too pissy if that were to happen. Number 6, the Dolphins are sitting there, and we already know. We're rocking Jamar Chase here. I would field calls for this pick. I would. I assume apparently they traded back because they weren't as high on Sewell as other teams, but I assume that they traded back up in hopes of getting Sewell or Pitts. but Jamar Chase is just a number one weapon. Devontae Parker, last year was one of the first years where we saw him actually be a real true number one. And that's not a real true number one to me. If you have to wait that long for someone to flourish into what we thought he could be, then he's probably not that. Jamar Chase is going to be perfect. You have him, Will Fuller, and Devontae Parker on the field. I think it's going to be excellent. People are saying they like Jalen Waddle. Who doesn't like Jalen Waddle? They just might like Jamar Chase a little bit more. You take the almost the close to generational prospect in Jamar Chase, who is an elite prospect over anybody else any day. Again, the last time a wide receiver was traded up for at 6 that I can remember. I know it's definitely not the last one, but Julio Jones. Julio Jones is somebody who the Falcons traded up to 6 and they selected him. Now the Dolphins are technically trading up. They traded back to trade up to number 6 for Jamar Chase, who's an excellent weapon. So at this spot, this is where things get interesting. So number 7, I think that there will be calls that should be heard by the Detroit Lions. Because normally I'm like, oh, dude, Trey Lance is on the board, but there's Jalen Waddle. You can't let him pass to 8. I think that the Lions should be fielding calls right here, right now. One of those teams, the calling is going to be the Broncos. So if the Broncos are calling, then they're going to be like, dude, we're getting calls from the Patriots right now too. So it's like, do you want Trey Lance or Justin Fields? And yes, this is made after the Teddy Bridgewater acquisition. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater changes anything. He's being paid $3 million. Okay. You can have him be a third stringer if you want. If you're bringing on Teddy B on this roster, I do not believe that signals in any way that Drew Lock is the future. You're having him there because Drew Lock is a liability and there's not a guarantee of you getting a high-end quarterback in this draft. So what do you do? If somehow Mac Jones goes here, you are picking up the phone and saying, Detroit, what the hell do you want for that number 7 pick? Because New England's calling. They're like, yo, we kind of need that pick. And this is going to be an interesting idea here, but we're going to see the value the Broncos need to trade up to this spot. Well, actually, we're going to see what the Patriots need to trade up to this spot. I want to see it because I think it might be a 1-1-2. And if I'm not mistaken, I would be quite intrigued with that. Let's just see. So if I offer a 3 in return, they'd accept that. So obviously, 1-1-2 in exchange for a 3, a 1-3. So if that's the case, you're moving back less. I drop the 2 and have 1-1 in exchange for a 3. Let's see if that works out with the Broncos. Because if that works, so if we go a 1 and a 1 for that 1-3, technically, what do you guys think? I would personally take the Broncos trade right there. I'd be like, yo, can you guys toss in? What are we missing? We're missing 6th-round picks this year. So can you toss in 1 or 2 of your 7s? Just right there. So we can toss in 2 7s and then they'd be perfectly fine. The Broncos desperately need an actual quarterback. To me, I'd take that. And you're going to see something actually quite interesting because apparently Justin Fields, teams are thinking about taking him at 8. Panthers, they're hinted at potentially wanting to take Fields at 8 if he falls. So there's a team that is a quarterback away from a Super Bowl, maybe one running back. And they just moved up to acquire Justin Fields. Yep. 2-spot jump. You lose a 1st and then 2 7th-round picks. Whoop-de-doo. To get Justin Fields. I think this puts you over the top. Now you have Teddy Bridgewater as a guy who can be a mentor to Justin Fields. Drew Lock, there's a reason he fell. He's a lost project. He was fun to take a shot on, but again, you need an elite quarterback to compete in your division. You have the 4th worst one right now. It doesn't matter. If Drew Lock reaches the ceiling, you'll still be the 4th worst, okay? Or the 4th best. So if you get Justin Fields, he reaches his peak, he could be maybe number 2. I don't think he has a unicorn number 1 ability, but that is good enough to be able to win you a Super Bowl with this roster. You take it. So at number 8, Carolina's sitting there. They're like, shoot, man. What's going on? To me, I think this is an easy pick. I know that you guys don't like it. Actually, you guys haven't even told me if you guys liked it or not. Because I usually like to do Kadarius Toney in round 2. To me, it's like, dude, your entire offense revolved around a slot wide receiver in Curtis Samuel last year being a huge boom. Because Joe Brady actually knew how to use him right. Jalen Waddle is going to be a stud. You can get a great tackle in round 2. I don't have confidence in Rashawn Slater being an actual tackle. That's why I am going to be moving for Jalen Waddle here. But I mean, even Mel Kiper thinks wide receiver is the right move. I think it's just a different wide receiver than Mel does. Jalen Waddle is going to be a perfect fit in that slot. And that's going to be a lethal offense right there. Then you plug in some offensive linemen. You see if you can hit on a later round tackle or something. That is going to help Sam Darnold a lot. He has a quick dump down option like Jalen Waddle. That might mitigate losing a round's worth of value from Rashawn Slater or Darsaw down to a guy like Dylan Radunes or Liam Eichenberg. So number 9, we got to start moving a little bit faster here. We got the Lions here, and I mean, I might just take Trey Lance. The Patriots are still calling. This is the thing. This is my strategy. If I am the Lions and I'm getting calls from both teams, I am trading down twice. And now I am going to be able to secure potentially. We're going to see if can we get 2 first. We're not going to be able to get 2 first in this one. That's a little bit ridiculous. We technically could if we give back our 3rd round pick. So we might ask for this one, honestly, because the Patriots are going to try to leverage right here. So we're going to say no to that 3, but we're going to say yes to that 4. We're acquiring 3 first round picks. We are getting the haul for 2 teams to get their quarterbacks. Just think about that, Lions fans. Now, next year, you have 3 first round picks. That's pretty awesome, huh? For a team that's definitely not ready, you're trying to rebuild right now. You might definitely need that capital, and you can't have multiple firsts in this. And I'm sure the Patriots are like, dude, we're trying to leverage everything for this year. We're going to give you next year's picks because they're probably going to be later on. Same thing with the Broncos. So now you're essentially having 3 first round picks spread across the entire board. That is going to help a lot. So I'm a big fan of it. Now you have all these teams with their quarterbacks by 10. And then you take Patrick Surtain here. You guys already know what's about to happen. You got Rashawn Slater going here as well. Patrick Surtain, perfect scheme fit. Hopefully he can play at the speed test. Rashawn Slater fits in that guard role so well. Injuries happen at tackle. He can play there too. I love it. I love that fit so much. It's my favorite fit. Like I pray to God that the Giants are able to get Rashawn Slater. Number 12, the Eagles. They're sitting here. You got Micah Parsons. You got J.C. Horn here. Again, there's a threat of the Chargers going after J.C. Horn if he gets past this spot because they just lost Casey Hayward. And that to me is a little too scary. You got to take J.C. Horn there. You guys know exactly what's about to happen right there. And right here, you guys know what's going to happen too. You get a tackle. You get a star left tackle. I know Richard's not going to like me doing that because he talks about Darsa's small hands. But I'm telling you, he plays at such a high level. Such a high level. Who cares if he slips up a little bit on GT or something like that? You know, I mean, I'm sure that most of these tackles have had a bad game here or there. It's just Darsa's so young. He's pretty much a blank canvas. He's athletic. He's good in both the run and the pass, and he has so much room to improve that this is something where you're investing in Herbert's future. I love it. At 14, there's no need to trade down anymore with a team that's trying to get a quarterback because it's not going to happen. So at this spot, it's like, okay, who's on the board? You got Kwity Paye. I know you guys hate when I take Kwity Paye, but that's just the best case scenario. I'm seriously considering ABT here because I know the NFL loves them some ABT. And it's kind of weird, in my opinion, why they love ABT so much. But I could see a team trying to move up for Micah Parsons right now. That team is the Raiders. The Raiders desperately need Sam blitzing linebacker, which Micah could definitely do. They also need interior defensive line help, which Barmore, if that couldn't happen, could definitely do. I'm still probably going to be targeting Kwity Paye for you guys. I'm sorry, Vikings fans. I mean, I love Kwity Paye, so I'm giving you guys great value and a position of desperate need. And so I'm sorry if you guys don't like it, but I really don't care. And after this round, there's a big drop off in 4-3 edge. Like you got Jalen Phillips, Kwity Paye. Jalen Phillips, he's a short-term project in my opinion. Then you're pretty much set down to Jason Owe, who I'm going to be taking in the first. Then Turner and Basham, which you guys don't even have a second-round pick. So you guys are going to have to resort to a guy like Cam Sample or Patrick Jones or Ellerson Smith. And I think you guys understand where I'm coming from. Pass rush is a very big aspect of this game. But we're going to have some fun. Raiders are moving up. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit different, and I think that it works. Raiders are going to be moving up. They have an extra third-round pick. But for this year, they're going to be like, you know what? We're going to ask for a next year 3 instead. I want to just see one thing. Wow, like look at that value. Like that makes no sense, does it? Look, I'm offering a this year 1-3. I'm asking for that. How stupid is that? Um, Out of respect for the Vikings, we're just gonna ask for a this year 5 in return. You get you get a 3 in next year. You get a 5 this year. Okay, there you go. That was just a very stupid. That's the problem with the algorithm. It's very stupid. Micah Parsons is a little bit too good to pass up on, and I know Chucky could get him to his maximum potential. Also, it kind of fucks over the Lions. So the Lions are sitting there and they're just like, ooh, okay, well that kind of hurts. So where do we go here? I would look at potentially getting an offensive lineman, right? Why is Leatherwood at 21? Oh my God. That's unreal. I had to look at a right tackle. Tevin Jenkins is somebody who could be a very sneaky pick for the Lions if they move back. Very big, great target for somebody that needs a right tackle like the Lions do with a stationary quarterback. The problem is, what do the Lions want to do with your quarterback in the future? I'm not willing to guarantee you that it's going to be Jared Goff type. Okay, Jared Goff's like a pretty much a bridge quarterback, and to me, that is not worth getting a tackle that is solely built for a type of guy like Jared Goff. But I mean, you could always do that if you want some short-term benefit there. But this spot, I mean, this is where you get Devontae Smith. You got Tyrell Williams, a big guy. Get Devontae Smith. He is an excellent weapon. You know, it's just, again, injury concerns, but this is a team that can take it. You have 3 firsts now next year. This is something you can miss on. Now you have Devontae Smith. And like, would you trade Jalen Waddle for Devontae Smith and 2 firsts? Yeah, I would too. So that's essentially what you just did. Let me know if you guys like that deal. It might not be too realistic, but it's definitely possible. 100% possible. So this next pick, the Cards are sitting here, and to be honest, I think you do. It is much more realistic to get Greg Newsome at this spot. A team like the Vikings could definitely be targeting Greg Newsome as well. That's a sneaker pick at 14. But I'm going to be selecting him here. He's day one ready, very good hips, good in man coverage. That's going to fit very well with this team. So, again, I would like to go Caleb Farley, but we have to respect the fact that the NFL is apparently scared shitless of Caleb Farley. So at number 17, we are going Kwity Paye. I apologize to you guys who definitely don't like that pick, but it is what it is, and I unfortunately have to ask y'all to deal with it. Just that's the way it rolls. So at 18, the Dolphins could definitely be selecting Elijah Vera Tucker here. They traded Eric Flowers away to the Washington football team in exchange for a 6th-round pick, and they absorbed quite a heavy dead cap on that. So to me, that definitely could mean that Elijah Vera Tucker is the pick at guard because he's definitely an excellent guard, and I know the NFL is high on him. So that would fit pretty perfectly. It just depends on what they believe Robert Hunt could do. If they think, oh, well, we knew Austin Jackson was a project, he'll take a leap in year 2. Robert Hunt, he's still solid. I think he's better at guard, but we want him to he's going to take another leap year 2. And now I get AVT at guard who played guard next to Austin Jackson. To me, it almost feels like a match made in heaven. It makes me really uneasy because I want to get Azeez Ojulari. I don't like it because, again, the Solomon Kinley's there. It's the very interesting option because I would like to rather go a tackle there. Personally, I'd go Tevin Jenkins. Realistically, I'd go Tevin Jenkins and kick Robert Hunt back into guard. Maybe move Solomon Kinley over to left guard spot. And then, I mean, Tua is pretty immobile, so you can use Tevin Jenkins to his maximum capabilities that way. I would love that. That would be my pick right there. But AVT is loved by the NFL. And you just got rid of your starting left guard. Why not? Elijah Vera Tucker. A lot of teams are pointing that Elijah Vera Tucker should be. I mean, a lot of sources are saying AVT could be going to the Dolphins. And again, it is a big upgrade over Eric Flowers. So, you know me. You go offensive line, I'm fine with it. Go AVT here. See what happens. Now the people who took AVT are smart. But before, they had 1 billion guards that they could have put there. Of course, they lost 2 in Isaiah Wilson. God, poor Isaiah Wilson, as well as Eric Flowers. So this next spot, do y'all even need to ask where this is going? I don't know why JOK is at 30 right now, but he fits perfectly. I think he's going to be an actual linebacker for you guys. He'll be perfectly fine. Number 20, the Bears are sitting there, and to me, I think this is a good spot to trade back. If I'm the Bears and I don't get a quarterback, I need to get some damn value, dude. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I need to get some good value. There's still a Christian Barmore on the board for teams that want to get an interior defensive lineman. Still got like Azeez Ojulari, Tevin Jenkins on the board. I'm looking at my Steelers to potentially move up here, but I understand that that seems a little bit unrealistic. So, I mean, damn, if I were the Titans, I'd be like, what do I do between these two picks? I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know what to do between those two. So teams that could use a right tackle, like the Steelers, we could definitely use. I mean, we need everything and anything. Even the Jaguars, Jaguars could use a right tackle. Jaguars could be trying to move up for Tevin Jenkins, but again, you got so much draft capital, and you guys can use it on so many needs. I don't think it's worth moving up at this spot. So honestly, the Bears, they seem to be comfortable going. They lost Massey as well. It kind of seems like a match made in heaven, low key. But they got rid of their mobile quarterback scheme. We already know that, honestly, I think that they're more built for a mobile scheme. But knowing the Bears, they literally have Nick Foles and Andy Dalton on the roster. That to me screams that they're trying to stick more mobile. They're going to look at Kyle Trask in the draft as well as Davis Mills. And I think both those guys would fit quite well. Tevin Jenkins fits that Bobby Massey role very well. And Bobby Massey no longer there. You got to rock Tevin Jenkins at that spot. 21, we already know. I don't even need to explain it to you guys. I'm not saying anything. Caused me over 9 RAS score, 9.99. And again, Levi, shout out to him. He told me about their drafting philosophy. All their guards, tackles, linemen, they draft with above a 9 RAS score. And Samuel Cosme fits that perfectly. Fits the run game, pass game. I love it so much. I'm so ecstatic about that pick. Number 22. To me, this is almost written in stone. It's Elijah Moore. Rashad Bateman's good, but I don't think the NFL is nearly as high on him as many of us. Elijah Moore is a perfect fit in the offense. Takes over the Adam Humphries role. And then you're able to have Tannehill have a dink and dunk option, as well as a guy who's very comfortable with his former teammate, A.J. Brown. To me, it just works. It really works. 23, the Jets. You guys are sitting there, and so much for AVT, right? So that kind of sucks. But there still are plenty of dudes on the board. Caleb Farley is somebody I am eyeballing. But this could be where Jason Oweh goes. You know me, I like to trade up for Jason Oweh. I might do it again in this draft. I honestly think that I think the Saints are calling because we need a corner, but not that badly. And there are teams. I know that the Browns were talking to Caleb Farley. The Saints are desperate, man. They can't get a quarterback. They need to get something of actual need. And that means that Saints are going to be moving up. They're either moving up or moving back. I don't think they stay in the same position. And look, they have an extra 3rd round pick. We might offer that and then ask for something in return. Like maybe we could see that 4th round pick. That makes no sense. Look at this. Look at the pick value. You're moving back 2 spots. This is where the algorithm's extremely stupid. So we're going to ask for maybe a 6th in return. We're going 105. 50 down, a 50 pick move up makes sense. We're asking for that 5th in return. And we also get the 5th. If you guys see that, there's a 5th spot right there that you lose. So algorithms being very stupid right now. I assume that because people may be trying to trade up with their teams. Caleb Farley here. If you miss on the pick, okay, your defense sucked anyways, right? But if he hits, you might have and potentially Marshawn Lattimore coming back. I don't know if he's actually going to serve any time, but I mean, obviously walking around with a gun in your pocket, not too bueno. You can have the best corner duo in the NFL easily. If Lattimore comes back and stays on the field and Caleb Farley stays healthy, that could save your franchise. So you're willing to make that move. With the Steelers here, this unfortunately appears to be Najee Harris all the way. But let's see if any team wants to trade up. There's still plenty of great dudes on the board. Barmore especially. I wouldn't trade it in division. I mean, I could trade in division. It is a legit possibility for us to trade in the division. But you got still guys like Rashad Bateman on the board, Trevon Merrick. As long as you don't get up to the Bills pick, I think you're perfectly fine. Jason Oweh still on the board. Zaven Collins is another guy who a lot of teams might like. I might just do the micro move up with because I know a lot of teams might be looking for a safety here, and Merrick is head and shoulders above. I think he's a lock in the first. I think he's a lock to the Jaguars by 25. So if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be moving up here with the Jaguars a little bit. It's a micro move. Like the Steelers, we can see we don't have a 5th round pick. So what, you toss in a 5th. Maybe the Steelers will be like, hey, can we just get that like 145? That would be kind of nice. and then we'll give you our 7th round pick in return. You know, we can gain, we can move up quite a few spots that way, and then they get their guy, they get safety, Trevon Merrick, and I know my boy Mark is now happy because they're not going to be moving up for Elijah Moore. At this spot, I think you just go Najee Harris. He fits exactly what the Steelers try to run. He's the only running back that screams Steelers in this draft. He's amazing. That's the way it's going to be. We got to keep moving. I forgot we got a 2nd round in here. The Browns are sitting here. You don't pass up on Christian Barmore because, again, you did lose Sheldon Richardson. You have not Deshaun Elliott, but Elliott from I'm bugging. You guys got him last year, if I'm not mistaken. He was a good interior defensive lineman, but there's Billingsley. That's the guy that you want to mitigate. So get Billingsley out of there. Get Barmore in. Now you have a really young pair there in Barmore and Elliott. I think that would be a very lethal, very young defensive line. That's going to be a big bonus for you guys. Next, with the Ravens. I don't know why you guys are so averse to this pick, but Eichenberg's on the board, and I love Eichenberg. Obviously, I might pull the plug on Rashad Bateman, though. You know, he does have some essence of what the Ravens are looking for. So Rashad Bateman, again, he seems a little bit like I'm not going to pull a Juju Smith-Schuster card. If he were running slower and was actually what the tested number, what the thought of numbers before testing were, he was like 6'2", 215 pounds. I'd say he's like what they wanted in Juju. But this allows them to have a bigger receiver, a bigger receiver around like 6'1". And they do like having slight wide receivers. So he has that speed as well. It's going to be a big plus on the Baltimore squad. And he was able to bail out Tanner Morgan from looking kind of like a bum. Now he can bail out Lamar and make Lamar actually be able to improve his actual passing ability. That might be able to make the Ravens into Super Bowl caliber team. At 28, the Jets are sitting there, and this is where you take your boy, Jason Owe. Perfect fit for the wide 9. The testing numbers are just too good to pass up on. And to me, you have to pull that trigger. At this spot, though, this is an interesting one because we just lost our guy in Rashad Bateman. I would look at Jamin Davis here, Zaven Collins as well. You guys did garbage in the run last year. Obviously, you could go corner here, but I think that, again, you're going on pretty low corner value. I think Zaven Collins has to be the pick. He has so much upside. He's my number 15 player in the draft. He's big. He's mean. He's physical. I don't know if they updated his weight, but I think he was tested around 270. It's just he can pass rush. There's no doubt in my mind that he'll help the run game. So I think that's a big, big, big boost to this roster. At this spot, though, I think a team needs to move up here. I think the Dolphins might want to be moving up. So let's see what we would do if we were the Bills. I'd be targeting a guy like Jamin Davis. That's my thing. But will Jamin Davis go here? No, probably not. No. I think that we can move here because there is a guy that I really want to select because I know you guys are going to be clamoring for him right here at 31. Because apparently Alejandro Villanueva is supposed to be a Raven. So if that is the case, then it is understandable that we might do an in-division trade because we're going to have to give up quite a bit for this. Let's see. Let's just see if it's okay. Very likely. So it is possible. I think the trade simulator is down. If I'm not mistaken. That just makes no sense. Look at that. You could take a 7th and then move up all the spots. No wonder. I would do that in a heartbeat. So honestly, we're going to do this. We're going to move. We're going to allow the Bills to move up in the 3rd round, and then we're going to be offering a next year 5. That seems fair. You're allowing the Bills to move up 12 spots and then giving them a next year 5, which, if I'm not mistaken, do they have a next year 5? They have next year everything. Good job for them. But that's going to allow them to get some good capital as well. Keep the Dolphins in the game. They denied the trade, even though it was very likely. So we're going to have to boost the trade value here. We're offering that next year 4. We're going to see. You never know if the Bills are going to be the Bills are being stingy. We're going to see if that 3 comes in. I would be surprised if they deny. So they're denying. It's understandable. It's in division. That's kind of stupid, though. So what they would do at this pick, in my opinion, unfortunately, Barmore's not here. I'm looking at Jalen Phillips here. That's my pick. You do need that 3rd linebacker spot, but Jalen Phillips is going to be able to have that day 1 impact. You got Jerry Hughes there. He's getting old. You have what's his name? AJ Epineza, who is not that great of an impact. Get Jalen Phillips there. You take the chance. 31. The Ravens. It hurts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dolphins fans. We're going Azeez Ojulari. Yeah, you gotta get. I know that's not your standard practice to go edge, but one of you guys did bring up a very crucial thing for me to understand, and that was you guys have never really fully needed to go edge. Like you guys have never been bereft of any edge talent. So the last time you did it was T-Sizz in round one. Azeez Ojulari could be what you were looking for in Dante Fowler. Remember, or not Dante Fowler. Oh my God, Yannick Ngakoue. I mean, you traded a third round pick for him, which I mean, equivalent to pretty much a second round this year, and that should have a legit impact. It's definitely something you are going to be able to get a pass rusher for 2 rounds. You need to do that if you're getting Alejandro Villanueva. So I'm going to do some more research to see if Villanueva is actually your guy. If he's not, then I'm going to be changing that to a tackle instantly. So at number 32, I think this is an easy one. You go Joe Tryon here. He can fit any of the roles that you're looking for. The Golston role, the JPP role. Not really. He weighed actually over 260. Then you can also do the Shaq Barrett role. And he can also work in coverage. You can use him in coverage. Joe Tryon is a blank canvas. I love Joe Tryon. That's my thing. I love Joe Tryon. So I think that he sneaks into the first round at the end. We're seeing a run on edges here. Look at that. Edge just has so much value, so why not take it? Starting off round 2, at this pick, this has to be a tackle for me. So it's either Eichenberg or Radunes. And to me, I think Eichenberg's more ready day one. Radunes dealt with a more mobile quarterback, though. Eichenberg did deal with Ian Book, who randomly scrambled for no reason whatsoever. So take your pick between the two. I have Eichenberg above Radunes. So I'm going to be taking Eichenberg, but both are so good, man. Like, look at them. They're like literally the exact same. I think Eichenberg plays a lot bigger than what his actual tested weight is. Both of them don't have the biggest arms in the world. Eichenberg has shorter arms, though, but I think that's going to be perfectly fine. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has dealt with Jackson Carman, who has literally Vienna sausages for arms. So we can deal with Liam Eichenberg. At number 34, the Jets are sitting there, and I mean, I'd be looking at wide receiver here. Kadarius Toney could be a great slot weapon, That would be a pretty damn good slot weapon. I'd be looking not at the edge route. I'd be looking maybe in the corner route. Eric Stokes is here. That could be a really good one as well. But I think you're going to be going more offensive centric. We could go guard as well. I just don't see anybody worth this pick. I'm going to be honest, guys. So to me, I'm going to go with a guy who I think will be a big playmaker in the slot for you, Kadarius Toney. It's just there's going to be a lot of hype on Kadarius Toney, and that just comes from the fact he moves differently. He'll have a big impact in the pass game as well as the run game. You can give him the ball. So he is going to be a blank canvas, and that's something that the Jets like to use. Think about Brandon Ayuk last year. He moved differently. Same thing with Kadarius Toney, and obviously Saleh comes from that same type of Shanahan organization. You got LaFleur offense right there. Kadarius Toney fits perfectly with that. And it'll give a really good weapon to Zach Wilson. I'm a big fan of that pick, actually, the more I think about it. 35. This pick, this is an interesting one. You got Terrace Marshall still on the board, by the way. I just don't know where to put Terrace Marshall with Rashad Bateman falling. Obviously, the Packers could have selected him, but Zaven Collins is just a beast. This could be an interesting one where we can see a team trying to move up right here. If I were the Falcons, it's like, okay, corner, I'm not really too pleased right here. I need more of a man coverage corner. Asante Samuel Jr. is the closest thing I can get to that. And then maybe I can use an edge rusher, but we just kind of lost our best 3-4 outside linebacker. So you're kind of screwed right now overall. So I'd be willing to trade back with a team that might be willing to move up for Terrace Marshall. And the Eagles would be vying for that spot, but also the Bengals. Bengals are going to move up here, guys. You guys know me. I love putting, I absolutely love the idea of putting Terrace Marshall on the Bengals. And this shouldn't take too much. This should take maybe a 5th round pick, you guys. It really shouldn't take too much at all. We're going to offer a next year 7th in as well. It's just something that you could trade away to sign somebody in the short time. The next year 7 always works. This will be able to bring back. I just love pairing up an LSU wide receiver with Joe Burrow. Terrace Marshall played his best when Joe Burrow was there. And there's a reason for it. Obviously, Justin Jefferson was also on the field, as well as big old number 1 Jamar Chase. But Terrace Marshall showed this year he has flashes of being a number one. That's going to be pretty cool, especially now that he has the motivation because he lacks motor from his boy, Joe Burrow. Number 36, we kind of got screwed on the edge train. I was trying to trade up right here. The Bills are like, no. So we kind of got messed up. That hurts a lot. But we could look in the linebacker realm. Jamin Davis is still here. I would love taking some Jamin Davis. Linebacker-wise, you guys are pretty good, though. So you guys needed somebody who's a 3-4 outside linebacker. Peyton Turner ain't going to fit. Peyton Turner could fit that 3-4 defensive end role, though. And I know the NFL is really high on him. Boogie Basham as well. Gregory Rousseau could be a good trade back option. This is another spot where I feel like it's a good trade back option. I really don't feel comfortable with taking anybody here. Javonte Williams is somebody I would take, but I mean, I think I know some of you guys hate the Javonte Williams pick. Landon Dickerson's another really good option, though. Matt Skura is not a great player, in my opinion. Honestly, I've fallen in love with this idea a little bit more. Now you're gonna have Austin Jackson, AVT, Landon Dickerson, Solomon Kinley, and Robert Hunt. I think that's going to be almost a solidified top 5 line in the NFL. We're going Landon Dickerson here. Surprising the world, right? Got to have some fun picks. Number 37, the Eagles are sitting here, and I kind of want to trade back for De'Ami Brown because that's kind of like my vibe. I like De'Ami Brown a lot, so that kind of hurts. Jamin Davis could be a fun option, though. I think that maybe we should trade back with a team that would want a Jamin Davis, but it sucks because I want to go De'Ami Brown. You know, it's a pick that I really, really want to do. Because I'm looking at teams that might be a threat to take De'Ami Brown. I don't see any teams threatening to take De'Ami Brown until maybe 46, if not later on. Maybe 49 could definitely be a potential target for De'Ami Brown. So there are other guys on the board. You got Jamin Davis here. What's a team that could use a linebacker? You could look at the Cowboys. They just lost Sean Lee. That's one. But I'm looking right here at the Lions. I mean, they could definitely use a linebacker, and Jamin Davis would be perfect for that. Like, why not? You're moving back 4 spots. Get some extra draft capital as well. Not like you need it. But you're trading in conference, so hopefully Jamin Davis doesn't turn out to be the best, like the second coming of the Messiah. But look, they traded. Oh, they have 4 first-round picks. Forgot about this one. They have 4 first-round picks next year. All right? So, like, chill, yo. They're sending it next year 4. Holy shit, you guys have 4 first-round picks. Is that even possible? I don't even know if that's possible. You guys are taking Jamin Davis. Holy shit. That was, oh my god, I didn't even know that. You guys have 4 first-round picks. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, you guys could probably trade back up into this if you wanted to trade some first-round picks. 38, we got the Falcons here, and again, this is a good spot to trade back again. Just not really vibing with any of these guys right now. Ronnie Perkins could be a sneaky one. Oh, I forgot about Joseph Asai. I have him as an early second. I go Joseph Asai here in a heartbeat. Excellent motor. He's going to be a great addition to the locker room as well. I think he's on pretty much worth the shot. Not really a super good division in terms of like tackle depth, like strength. Strength is the only thing I'd be really worried about against Joseph Asai. At number 39, though, this is an interesting one because if I'm not mistaken, we went Jalen Waddle. So at this spot, this could be a really good way to go tackle because Raduns is on the board, and I'm scooping that up in a heartbeat. I don't care who else is on the board. I'm getting Dylan Raduns. So get that left tackle, get it fixed. He proved that he could be with a mobile quarterback, and Sam Darnold could definitely be that. At 40, we're going Travis Etienne here. I think this is probably my favorite fit the entire draft that I found on my own. Etienne could be that Philip Lindsay role. You guys love it, and I love it too. At this spot, though, I would look at a corner again, but we already got one. De'Ami Brown, to me, is a perfect fit. You take De'Ami Brown. I would honestly take De'Ami Brown here. I almost would want to trade back once more in the first and take De'Ami Brown in the first over taking Devontae Smith in the first. And you guys already heard my argument about, if you guys haven't already, you could check out the video of my final mock draft. But again, you don't want a 166-pound dude in a city. Well, he plays at 160 in a city where your wide receiver core is always injured. 42, the Giants. This is a fun one because I might pull the trigger on Gregory Rousseau here, but I don't know if I really want to. Linebacker wise, there's some good ones here. I can see Baron Browning in the blue. That definitely could happen. I, there's some weird ones. There's some weird ones that could go here. I think Baron Browning has an unbelievable ceiling. Nick Bolton's a little too much like Alexander for me. Jabril Cox is another target, but I think we're gonna stick here. Gettleman loves his high upside dudes or high floor dudes, and I honestly don't know what my reasoning is for this pick. I just love the ceiling on Baron Browning, and I think that he'd be a really good Gettleman guy. Just develop that defense a little bit further because the offense it's already fulfilled. Get Baron Browning in there, lock it up, and kiss it goodbye. Next, we got the 49ers on the clock, and this is gonna be a corner pick. But the question is, which one? You got Eric Stokes on the board. I know for a fact the NFL is higher on Tyson Campbell than Eric Stokes. Again, it just depends on the scheme, of course. Tyson Campbell has unbelievable potential. You take Tyson Campbell. That's my take. If you want to go after potential, go after Tyson Campbell. You already went with the high floor option with Mac Jones. Go with the high ceiling option, Tyson Campbell. I'm a big fan. Number 44, the Cowboys. You guys could definitely use some edge help here. Boogie Basham could be a day one impact. Tight end wise, you still could go with any of these dudes if you actually wanted to impact tight end. I know that Cowboys like Brevin Jordan, but saying that you like somebody doesn't mean you're going to get them. Tackle wise, not worth the pick. But of course, you could go interior defensive line with Levi Onwuzurike. Don't think that's going to be the way you go. You want a day one impact, you get Boogie Basham Jr. Again, you could go Peyton Turner as well. You could see the scouts going right down the street to SMU and watching him play versus SMU. So that's another potential option there. But Boogie Basham is going to be a day one impact. I think that some teams might even like him in the first. Next, we got the Jaguars. And it would be nice to get a slot wide receiver. Really would. But I'm going to wait till the next round to get Amari Rodgers because unfortunately, we are kind of like passing the torch. We're like swapping the wide receiver and the tight end route. I think Pat Freiermuth might be snatched up by another team before. And to keep it more realistic, I know Freiermuth is a second round dude. You take him in the second. 46. You guys got rid of Josh Oliver too. You kind of just can't take a shot on this. Can't take a chance on it. 46. You got the Patriots and you know where I'm going. Rondale Moore is just unbelievable. I would possibly look at a corner here, but that's going to be depth. You want a guy who can make a play year one. Rondale Moore with Trey Lance. Yes, sir. So at number 47, we got the Chargers. And the Chargers need a number one corner. There's no doubt in this. I'm going Asante Samuel Jr. I love Eric Stokes, but he has to go into a zone scheme for me. And, I think ASJ just fits better with the Chargers, so we take ASJ. Next, we got the Raiders. And the Raiders, I think this is where you got to go interior defensive line, slot corner, single high safety. We're going Richie Grant. I don't know. I feel like you got to go Richie Grant here. You got Michael Parsons. Now you go Richie Grant. I don't feel like the linebackers are good enough to eliminate the run game. And Richie Grant definitely is going to be a good weapon for you guys. Got to change it up a little bit. I think Richie Grant's a second round dude. He has some crazy explosiveness. For the Cards, I would look at a wide receiver here, like a Tylan Wallace, and that's probably the way I'm going to go. Honestly, I think AJ Green is not the option at number 2. He's an old guy just trying to make a big impact, and Tylan Wallace is a guy who can make a big impact. So you go Tylan Wallace. That's my bottom line. You go Tylan Wallace here. I like it. At this spot, I forgot Javonte Williams was on the board. I'm going to be honest. And none of the teams before would have taken him. So this might just be too good to pass up on. And you guys might not like to hear that, but I'm going Javonte Williams in this pick. It's 50. It's pick 50. Why not? Definitely a guy who has a lot of potential. The 40 time might scare teams. So you never know. Number 51. You already know where I'm rocking with this. One of the single high safeties are already gone. We're taking the second one, Jamar Johnson out of Indiana. Great single high safety. I love his potential. Just garbage in the run game. And again, doesn't have that top end speed, but he can command his zone very well. Number 52, the Bears. The Bears. We could go like a guy like Nico Collins, but realistically, I'd rather go after Seth Williams later on. Tackle-wise, we are already secure. This is a tough one. I can see them going after a quarterback here, though. Unfortunately, I think Kyle Trask fits exactly what they're looking for. Again, my comp for him is Nick Foles, or maybe a worse version of Kirk Cousins. Maybe even Kirk Cousins. That's his ceiling, Kirk Cousins. So that fits exactly what the Bears are looking for. You get Kyle Trask here. You kind of write it in, and then you kiss it goodbye. At number 53, this team drafted the former number 1 RAS tackle in history, Taylor Lewan. Now they're going to draft the new number 1 right tackle RAS in football, Spencer Brown. I think he's going to be a second round dude. That's my hunch. He's going to be a second round dude, and he fits that right tackle spot. They drafted Isaiah Wilson for it last year, and that didn't turn out very well at all. So you get Spencer Brown, you kiss it goodbye. Now you have the 2 most athletic tackles in Lewan and Brown, and just kiss it goodbye. 54. I mean, dude, what do we do with this pick? There's still Gregory Rousseau on the board, but there's also Eric Stokes. I think I got to go. Man, a cornerback's already filled for me. I think we're going to go Gregory Rousseau. The potential is just too good to pass up on. I mean, there's some really good targets in here that are still available. I mean, I was thinking about potentially taking Rousseau here for the Dolphins, but if we can steal Peyton Turner later with the Dolphins, we'll be fine. Number 55 for the Steelers. To me, we already got a running back. Tackle-wise, Stone Forsythe's the closest thing that can come to it. But Walker Little might be worth taking a shot on. I think that he'll go round 2, but I don't think the Steelers are the ones that are ready to take a guy who is unproven. We just lost our number 1, technically number 2 corner. You get Eric Stokes here. We passed on who did we pass on a couple of years ago? DeAndre Baker in the first. Take Eric Stokes this time. Excellent in zone coverage. So, I mean, that was a horrible example to say like we should take him, but you know what I'm getting at. At this pick though, I think Kelvin Joseph just really fits as a Seahawk. I don't know. They got 4.38 speed before in the Griffin brothers. Now they're getting like 4.37 or like 4.35 speed in Kelvin Joseph. I like it. Ram sitting here. To me, you got to be rocking with Walker Little. If teams are loving Walker Little, then you might want to rock Walker Little. Man, it's hard for me to pull the trigger on that though, because it's like you still have guys like Brevin Jordan on the board who would fit perfectly with what you guys used to have in Gerald Everett, who was like 40 targets last year, or 40 receptions, which is a big chunk of that offense. And I mean, we've already seen that Matt Stafford likes his tight ends, TJ Hawkinson especially, and I don't think that what we have already there in Tyler Higbee he's not that great. So Brevin Jordan to me needs to be this option. I like Brevin Jordan. They like going offensive weapons as well and getting more offensive line help later in the draft. Let's get another great weapon here in Brevin Jordan who can line up in the slot and be a big impact. Now with the Chiefs, now they got 2 picks. To me, you got to go Nick Bolton here. You got to get your run stuffer. You got the pass guy in Willie Gay Jr., and that's where you rock. With the Browns here, you could get some extra depth in Peyton Turner. But I think this is a good spot to – oh, man. I was thinking about trading out here with the Bengals. This is a tough one, though. Now that we can't do that, Amon-Ra St. Brown would be an interesting option. We might just go Peyton Turner here, though. I think that's what we do. Put him behind why am I bugging on people's names? Put him behind Jadeveon Clowney and allow him to learn and come up to NFL level, NFL speed. I think Peyton Turner will be a second-round edge. At number 60, this is a good spot to trade out because we traded up before. This is a good spot to trade out. Okay, so my dumbass totally forgot that we got Penei Sewell in round 1. I was thinking that was going to be a brilliant idea to go and trade back up and get Walker Little at the end of the second. So at this spot, I mean, I'm looking at a team that I don't believe they've selected a right guard yet. The team's the Jets. The Jets are going to be moving up here. Really small jump, but they're going to be moving up with the Saints, and they're going to be selecting. We're just trading back and back picks. Gotta love it. We're going to honestly be trying to just move up here. So apparently the Saints are being sticklers. Saints are assholes to trade with. I'm telling you. So to make this more fair, we're actually going to be flipping the teams that are trading right now. And we're going to be trading up with the Jets, but we're going to do it the other way around. We're going to see what's right on the Jets catalog because that's just like some bullshit. So we're going to be offering the chance to move up in this round, which makes sense. You're moving up 12 spots and move back 6 spots. It seems, again, you move down 1 round, let's double value those picks. I think the 2-3 for the 3-3, that makes perfect sense. So the Jets accepted the offer. Of course they did. I think that's fair. Now we're getting Wyatt Davis out of the Ohio State University to be able to be that right guard role. And he has a lot to grow in, but I think that's a good location to get him. Number 61, we got the Bills. And the Bills, they do need a corner desperately. So I think that maybe looking at interior defensive line with Levi Onwuzurike could be a big plus. But also Ifeatu Melifonwu, I can't let him fall past this point. Big fan of him. Ifeatu Melifonwu, you take him there. He is a very, very, very good corner. Number 62, the Packers. You guys need corner as well, but the question is, which corner do you want to take? It's like there's a lot of them on the board, but I think we might have to wait till next round, dude. You guys got to get a wide receiver here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, to me, you got to take him. You could get Levi Onwuzurike there as well, but ARSB is going to pair up with his brother. They do like the St. Browns. So you take that, you run to the bank with it. I love it. I want to see. I forgot who we got for. Oh, we got Gregory Rousseau there. Now with the Chiefs. Chiefs, I would have probably taken Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's just spoiler alert. But that is no longer a capability. That's not something we can do. So I'd be looking at the interior defensive line. I'd be like, ooh, Levi Onwuzurike is there. Look at edge. Not really too pleased with it. So why not just get Levi? Seems to make sense. Just you're helping that interior defensive front. And now you have Nick Bolton, Levi, Chris Jones there, Willie Gay Jr., Frank Clark. You have a good squad. You have a good squad. So that's as good as you can probably get with being able to add a nice little right tackle for you. So good job. Good job to the Chiefs. You guys hit a home run. And lastly, we got the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, I probably just shouldn't have even gotten an interior defensive end because I probably would have gotten Milton Williams here. Starting to really fall in love with that pick. But at this pick, this might be traded. Don't really think there's anybody worth like finishing the draft off here. There's still a center on the board. I don't know what happened to the Steelers. Oh, they're right there. The Steelers might be trying to trade up to the spot because they desperately need a center. Other teams that might be trying to move up, the Bengals might be trying to be aggressive here, guys, because they desperately do need a center. And Quinn Meinerz is on the board, and Creed Humphrey. I love Quinn Meinerz more than Creed Humphrey any day of the week. This could be a good spot for Quinn Meinerz to go. But he also might just go to the Buccaneers. I think out of realism, we're going to be selecting Quinn Meinerz going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good depth. Again, the only reason they won the Super Bowl is because of that offensive line health, and Quinn Meinerz could be a big boost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So let me know what you guys think. Obviously, maybe I should have taken a center for the Packers. Totally forgot about that. But let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.